Hey guys, Sandy here, and I am up today with the Oh Inspired YouTube team for our monthly creative share with you guys. Now be sure to check out everyone's links down below. You'll be able to check out what everyone made. So our inspiration this month came from the StampYourArtOut.com blog, and she had made some pockets for a cruise. Now, I could have made a pocket, but I decided not to go with a pocket. What I really liked were the note cards, and I liked how there was pattern on one side and it was plain on the other, but with stamps. So I decided to do a scrapbooking layout with pattern on one side and a stamped area on the other. Now what I've done is I've pulled out some Disney stamps. I've got some Echo Park and some random Disney ones. I'm not exactly even sure where they're from, but I've pulled that out. I also pulled out a sheet of craft cardstock, a sheet of Creative Memories Imagine paper, and one of the stickers. So let's see what I can do.
Okay, so I cut out a huge part of this video where I had actually used my Tim Holtz stamp positioner, and all of my stamps are not the same company, so they were different thicknesses, and it just was a little bit of a disaster. So I'm not going to make you watch me with my frustration of that. I decided to emboss these images that I did on a clear stamping block. Now, I need to get my act together with embossing. Here's the thing. I love embossing. I think it's so fun, but I don't take the time that needs to be taken. So I should have brushed off all of these loose pieces here, and I didn't. I just was like, whatever, I'm just going to emboss right on over it. So I have spickles and such on the top of my paper. So it is what it is. Now, this is what kills me. I spent the money on this heat tool because I had a pretty junky one, and I have not spent the money on good embossing powders, and I just buy the cheapest one I can from Michaels. So I need to really do some comparison shopping and figure out what in the world I am doing, because I can't keep going with this mess. I need good stuff, right? Like it's so frustrating when you buy cheap stuff and it does not give you the results you want, and then you have to go buy the expensive stuff anyway, or the quality stuff, and you've spent more money than you would have in the first place if you just would have bought the quality, right? Right. So I did not make you watch me emboss all of those stars, and that was, I mean, you can see that star over to the left. That is one cheap stamp, and I mean cheap. I'm actually thinking about going through and purging my stamps because, I mean, the cheap ones don't work. I have so many of the dollar stamps, and they just really, they aren't great. They don't stamp great. They don't hold up well. Some of them are torn. Like, they're just not great quality. So that might be happening. Now, I decided I did not want just the white over top of the craft cardstock. I wanted to bring something up there. Now, my original thought was to do some black stars and some red stars, but I just kept going with the black stars because I liked how it looked. And then when I decided to add in the Mickey head, you definitely can't make that red, right? Like, he's got to have a black Mickey head. So I went ahead and stamped the black Mickey heads around as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and get those down. So I'm really liking this. It's not exactly how I had originally envisioned. I had originally envisioned some faces in there from the Fab Five and some words. You can see some of the stamps that are still up there on the upper left-hand corner. That's where I just ripped them off of my stamp platform and was so frustrated because the depth of the stamps was so different. So here is that paper from Creative Memories, and it is not a Disney branded paper. It is a Creative Memories paper that obviously was made for Disney photos. But you cannot say that it is a Disney paper. It is not. It is a Creative Memories paper. And I decided to go with this paper in particular because of the circles that are on it. And that inspiration piece, along with the stamped on craft, there was also circles on that. So I pulled the circles and the stamping on the craft, and that made me happy. Now, this layout is going to be pretty simple from here on out. Since I did that stamping, there's not going to be much of anything else. I am going to go ahead and mat my photo on this red cardstock, and then I'm going to mat it again on this black cardstock. And the red mat is going to be thinner, but the black is going to be a little bit thicker. And I really like the look of that. Like the two different widths of mat, that's a fun time for me. So I'm just figuring out where I want the photo placed, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick it down with my ATG. And at this point, I have embossing powder everywhere, so that's why I keep wiping and like swishing my fingers. And at first I thought I was going to bring in those Freckled Fawn puffy stickers and place them around, but I really didn't dig it. So I decided to bring the cork in, and these are from Chamel's True Stories collection, I believe. I think it's her first collection. They're a few years old. I wanted to bring that craft color down to the bottom a little bit, so I went ahead and did that with that cork sticker. And now I'm using these red glitter thickers in Fitzgerald to spell out the word magic. And I originally was going to use an upside down V for an A, which is something I do, but then I realized, hello, I still had A's. However, I did not have any more C's, so I went ahead and just trimmed a little bit off of an O to make a C. And that turned out pretty good. Just gonna pop those stickers back in there, and then I'm just going to go grab some little black tile stickers, and I believe these came from Michaels. I don't know the brand anymore. It's one, who knows, it could be cheap ones, it could be anywhere. So I just went ahead and spelled out In the Magic. So the title's going to be Believe in the Magic. And then I'm thinking I really just kind of like this as it is. It's just it's going to be like a little filler page in the 2015 Disney album where maybe I can use it as a break. So I could have like really embellished and thick layouts, and then I can just put this one in, and it gives kind of your eye and your mind a break. So I'm feeling like I'm happy with this, except for all this extra embossing powder that now is all over the place because I did not do my embossing properly. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some black mist, and I'm going to sprinkle that around the page, and that is just going to kind of mask that white stuff. So it kind of looks like the white stuff is supposed to be there because I have black stuff all over the place. So this is going to do it. I'm going to add one little heart, and then the layout will be completed. So don't forget to go ahead and check out everyone else in the Oso Inspired YouTube team. As I said earlier, their links will be down below. Go ahead, check them out. We have some amazingly talented people. And don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a comment if you'd like to say anything, and leave a little love for everyone else as well. And then I will catch you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. See you next month.